People still talk about the day Akora the Great lost. It was the talk of the town for weeks. The proud, strong wrestler who had never been beaten lay flat on his back, eyes wide with shame and mouth full of dust. Nobody had expected it. Not his fans, not his family, not even his opponent. But let us go back to how it all happened. Akora was known far and wide as the greatest wrestler in the land. He was tall, broad-chested, and full of muscles. His roar alone could scare smaller men out of the ring. He had won every match he ever fought. Some wrestlers even gave up before stepping into the arena with him. His name was sung in songs. Children wore fake muscles and called themselves Akora the Mighty. He walked through villages like a king, chest out, head high, and eyes full of pride. To him, there was no one strong enough to beat him, no one smart enough to trick him, no one worthy of his fear. Then came a young man named Tunde. Tunde was not a name anyone knew in wrestling. He was a newcomer, thin and quiet. No songs were sung about him. He did not look strong. He did not have big muscles. His clothes were simple, his steps were soft, and his voice was low. When he challenged Akora, everyone laughed. "Is this a joke?" Akora asked. "I will finish him in 1 minute." The villagers filled the arena on the day of the match. Drums beat, dust rose, shouts filled the air. Akora came out dressed in lion skin, flexing his muscles. The people cheered. Then came Tunde, wearing a plain cloth and a calm face. People booed and laughed. Some shouted for him to run before it was too late. The match began. Akora charged like a bull. He was full of anger and pride. He didn't take Tunde seriously. He wanted to crush him quickly, like a fly. But Tunde moved fast, too fast. He stepped aside each time Akora rushed in. He dodged, he ducked, he rolled. Akora began to sweat. The crowd grew quiet. Akora roared and came again. Tunde bent low and caught Akora by the leg. Before Akora could understand what was happening, he was flying through the air. With a loud thud, he landed on his back. The dust rose. The referee raised Tunde's hand. Silence. Then came the noise. Some laughed in shock. Some shouted in joy. Some simply stared. Akora lay still, not from pain, but from shame. The great lion had been brought down by a small ant. He had been too proud to learn about his opponent. He had looked down on him. He had forgotten that strength is not everything. Tunde bowed to him and said, "I watched your matches. I trained for you. You were great. But I prepared, and I respected you." That night, Akora sat alone. No drums, no songs, no fans. He looked at the stars and thought about the match. For the first time, he saw his pride clearly. He remembered the small wrestlers he had laughed at, the advice he had ignored, the mistakes he had made, and he felt something new: humility. From that day, Akora changed. He trained harder, not just to win, but to learn. He listened more. He taught young wrestlers with patience. He greeted even the smallest challengers with respect. And when people asked him about his loss, he smiled and said, "That day I met a better wrestler, and I became a better man." That is how the great Akora, once proud and unbeatable, found wisdom in defeat. And that is why people still tell his story, not just of strength, but of the day he learned that no one is too small to teach a big lesson.